Any objection? Okay.
Just for the record, S1A, slide 9. Scott, did I just show you that photograph?
Yes.
Okay. And what again does that show?
The Caneiro home.
Essentially, in some ways, across the street from your house?
Yes.
I think you already said it, but does that accurately depict the way it looked in daylight hours on November 20th of 2018?
Yes.
Now, just to be clear, the observations that you made that morning, November 20th, 2018, when you woke up and went to your window, was it light out or was it dark out?
It was dark.
Can I have S1A, slide 10, please? I showed you that picture too, correct?
Yes.
And what does that picture show?
The Caneiro home and Maryland's driveway.
And the vehicles that are depicted in that photograph, were they there in that position when you first made your observations?
No.
Did you ever make observations of those vehicles or any vehicles in that driveway at some point that morning?
I believe so.
Okay. Can I have S1A, slide 11, please? Do you recognize that photo?
Yes.
Okay, when I showed you that a couple minutes ago?
Yes.
What does that picture show?
The Caneiro home.
Okay. Do you see, I think you referenced the fence, correct?
Yes.
And that fence is on, looking at the photo, what side of the picture is it on?
The right.
And that fence, if you know, leads to where?
The Caneiro's backyard.
Kathy, if you could just keep the voice up a little bit. Thank you. Okay, can I have S1A, slide 12, please? Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Okay, we talked about it a minute ago.
Yes.
And can you tell us what's depicted in that photograph?
The Caneiro home and Maryland's driveway.
And again, there's vehicles present in that photograph,
Yes.
but they weren't there when you first made observations.
No.
And lastly, can I just have S1A, slide 13, please? And you said you recognize that photo.
Yes.
What's that show?
The side of the Caneiro home and Maryland's driveway.
You take that. You go to the screen. I'll probably be back just to some photos. Now, you wake up, you approach that window, which is on the front side of your house, I think you said.
Yes.
And you said you made some observations of two men.
Yes.
Let's talk about them individually. Man number one, what was he doing?
Man number one was running across the street and ran to the Caneiro front door.
At that time, were you also seeing person number two, or were you watching them individually?
They were together, running across the street and then kind of separated.
Now, you say they were together running across the street. Can you explain, like, where they were in relation to your house, the street, and the Caneiro and Maryland's residence?
When I first saw them, they were somewhere in the middle of the street on their route across the street to the Caneiro home.
Okay. And I know you talked about the clothing, but did you talk about what, if anything, they may have had in their hands, observations you made?
They had flashlights.
Okay. Now, the person who ran up to the Caneiro door, what does that person do?
He begins to bang on the door.
Okay. Can you hear the banging or you see the banging, or both?
I could hear it more than I could see it.
Okay. Did you hear any words coming out?
No.
Now, while that person approaches the door, where's the other person?
The other person ran onto Maryland's driveway, kneeled down and pointed his flashlight into Paul's backyard.
Okay. So you look out your window, you see the first guy go to the door, you see the second guy somewhere in Maryland's driveway pointing a flashlight, correct?
Yes.
How long did it take you from your first observation to see the guy pointing the flashlight? Approximately.
Pretty quickly.
Like less than a minute?
Probably a minute.
Okay. Now, once you see the guy pointing the flashlight, can you explain exactly where the lights going?
To the corner of the Caneiro backyard.
Where's that in relation to that, in the one photograph we saw? Let me just do it this way. Can I have S1A, slide 13? You already talked about this photograph, correct?
Yes.
Can you just talk about the flashlight and the light in relation to this photograph?
The man was kneeling somewhere where the white truck is right now and pointing to the corner, through the fence to the corner of that backyard.
When you make that observation of the guy pointing to the corner with the flashlight, do you look immediately to that, where the flashlight's going?
Yes,
Okay. And did you make any observations when you did that?
I did. I saw a fire on the bottom corner of the Caneiro home.
Now, the area where you see the fire coming from, would it be contained in that photograph to any extent? The way you're looking at me, I'm imagining that's a bad question. So, the area where the guy's pointing the flashlight,
Yes,
is that area anywhere within the photograph that's in front of you?
it's right on the corner of the home. I can see it.
So, if I were to ask you to put like a box or an X where you saw that fire, could you do that? A lot of technology.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to do that. Just in case. Okay. Can we preserve that?
This is S1A, slide 13.1.
So, for a second, let's get back to the guy at the front door, okay? You said you heard banging. Did you hear anything in response to that banging or see anything in response to that banging?
No.
Let me ask you this. The people that live in the house depicted in the photographs we've talked about, you referenced the Caneiro house, correct?
Yes.
Do you know who they are?
I knew them as neighbors.
Okay. So I should have asked you, back in November 20th of 2018, did you know those people that lived in the house?
I knew that the Caneiros lived in the house.
Did you know any of the names?
I only knew Paul's name and Susan.
Okay. Did you know at that point in time whether or not they had any children?
I knew they had 2 daughters.
Okay. But fair to say you didn't know their names?
No.
Now, do you know whether or not they had any dogs or anything like that?
They had 2 larger dogs.
Okay. How did you know that?
I've seen them walking the dogs. I've seen them running around the backyard.
Just neighbor stuff. You
Neighbor
saw
stuff.
dogs.
Yep.
Okay. Now, in response to the bang on the door, did you hear any dogs barking or anything like that?
No.
Now, while that banging's going on, the second person you referenced has the flashlight on the driveway, correct?
Yes.
You look and you see what's depicted in that box,
Yes.
and that's fire, correct?
Yes.
Did you continue to make observations or look at that area from your bedroom window?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened? Can you tell us that?
At some point, I noticed that the fire was escalating up the back of the house onto the roof.
Now, if you know, or if you could estimate, from the point in time when you first saw the small fire to the fire growing up towards the roof, could you possibly approximate that amount of time?
I believe my statement said 20 to 30 minutes.
To that end, at some point in time, as a result of what you saw, did you provide a statement to police?
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, before that, were you spoken to by an investigator prior to that from the law office?
Yes.
Did you provide information to them?
Yes.
Okay, and then did you also provide detailed information to the police?
Yes.
Now, So I think you just said approximately 20 to 30 minutes from seeing the small fire to seeing the fire grow. At some point in time, did you continue to track the movements of the person that went to the front door and the person with the flashlight on the driveway?
At some point, they both moved and they were going to different parts of the house, and that's when I lost track of the men.
Okay, when you say different parts of the house, what did you actually see them do?
Just leave the areas where I first saw them.
Now, was there a point in time while you're at your window watching the back area of the Caneiro house that you saw police or fire arrive?
I saw the first, what I believe to be the first fire truck arrive and pull up on my lawn.
Sorry about that. Your first observation of a police or fire vehicle was a vehicle that pulled onto your lawn?
Yes.
Do you remember like what the vehicle looked like, color, et cetera?
It was an SUV and I believe it was red.
Did it have like fire, some sort of Ocean Township markings on it?
To my recollection.
Okay. Red truck,
Yes,
red SUV, you said? Correct?
yes.
What made you think it was a fire vehicle?
The color and the fact that someone came out of the truck and was taking things out of the trunk of the SUV.
When you say things, did you know what they took out?
No,
Did you keep track of that person and see where they went?
no.
After seeing that vehicle, the red SUV, pull onto your lawn, did you eventually see more police and fire vehicles arrive?
Yes.
What were they doing?
Everybody was arriving, the cars were parking, getting out, and I guess looking at the scene and working on it.
Was it clear to you that at some point during this, firefighters were dousing the fires?
Yes,
And eventually, did the fire extinguish?
yes.
Did you ever go outside that morning?
No.
Did you eventually go outside later that morning?
Later that morning,
Now, did you ever have any conversations with any of the Caneiros that morning?
no.
Okay. Now, as far as you talked about those two guys, and I think you said the initial observations were in the street.
Yes,
Okay, so that would be closer to your house than when they were on the Canero property.
yes.
Did you see any vehicles when you look, I mean, prior to the red SUV, but when you first looked out your window, did you see any vehicles like in the area?
There was an older model 4-door car parked outside my home, kind of in the middle of my home and my neighbor's home.
When you talk about your neighbor, do you know your neighbors, who they are, their names?
Yes,
Okay, who are
the Harringtons.
Now, that vehicle, you said, I think you said is between your house and the Harrington's house?
Yes.
Was it, do you know like specifically where? Was it near their driveway? What was the story?
It was more so closer to my home, but there's an area of lawn in between my home and the Harrington's home. It was parked around there.
The Harrington driveway near your house or further from your house?
It's to the left of my home.
Is it on the closer side of their home or the further side of their home from you?
It's on the corner, and then their home is facing on the other side of the corner.
And what, if you were on the Harrington driveway, if you know, and you were looking across the street, what would you be looking at?
Caneiro home.
Now, that vehicle, the vehicle you saw, did it stay in the area you first saw it or what?
I don't recall. I remember seeing it, and then at some point it wasn't there.
When you made observations of that, you first made observations of that vehicle, was the fire going in the backyard yet?
I believe so.
Okay. Because I want to just be clear, though, when you first looked outside your window that morning, how long was it until you saw the first evidence of fire in the backyard?
It must have been minutes.
I asked you if you had any conversations with any of the Caneiros that morning, and you said no, correct?
No.
Did you ever make any observations of them at all, without speaking to them? Did you see them?
At some point after the emergency vehicles were there, I saw the Caneiro Porsche SUV parked outside across the street between Marilyn and the other neighbor's home.
Again, you didn't speak to them, correct?
No.
So they were across the street, so on the Caneiro, Maryland side of the house?
Yes.
The two men that were in the street, did you have any feelings or did you have any thoughts as to whether or not they were associated with the vehicle that was between the Harringtons and your house?
I don't know.
The person who went to the door, the Caneiro door, did you see if that person ever went inside or you don't know?
I never saw him go inside.
Now, as far as the observations you made, did you call 911 as a result of what you saw?
No.
Did you relay the information to anyone as you were saying it?
My husband.
But ultimately, based upon your observations, did police and fire arrive at the area of 27 Tilton Avenue?
Yes.
Was it long or short from when you first started describing those observations and seeing those things?
I believe my statement said 20 to 30 minutes.
And during the course of that time, was the fire going for the entirety?
Yes.
Judge, I have nothing further.
Ross? Ma'am, if you could do me a favor, in the corner, right where it says 9:45, there's something that says undo. You see that? Can you just hit that until the box goes away? It's in a black area.
Oh, I see it.
Thank you.
Morning, Ms. Cap.
Morning.
So you referenced your statement a couple times on direct. I believe in my statement it said this. Is it fair to say that you've recently reviewed your statement, is that fair?
Yes.
And is it also fair to say you're relying on information in your statement because the information in your statement was given much closer in time to when this happened than present day?
Yes.
So obviously your memory was better then than it might be today if you were trying to recollect all those years ago.
Yes.
Okay. And you also referenced your statement a couple times, and I think the prosecutor got into it a little bit, but you gave two statements in this case.
Yes.
And the first statement you gave was on November 24th of 2018, correct?
I'd have to see that. I don't recall the date.
Would seeing a copy of the statement refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Do you have it?
I do.
Do you have both? Or would you- I'm going to show you, first I'm going to show you what's been marked as D67 for identification. May I approach?
You can.
Showing you a copy of your original statement, and I'm just going to direct, you recognize this as your original statement?
It's a summary of a statement I gave. Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to direct your attention here where it shows the date. If you want to just read it to yourself and then let me know when you're ready. Just the date.
For the date, yes. Okay.
All right, so this statement was given on Saturday, November 24th, 2018, correct?
That's what it says.
And that was 4 days after the fire happened at 27 Tilton, correct?
Correct.
And just to be clear, the prosecutor was referencing this as the Caneiro home, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about Paul's home, right?
Yes.
Okay, Paul Caneiro, not Keith Caneiro,
Correct.
Okay. And so you give this statement on November 24th, 4 days after, and the prosecutor characterized it as to a law office. It was to like a private investigator, correct?
Yes.
Who was hired by a law office,
Correct.
right, for Mr. Caneiro.
Yes.
It was not the police department or the prosecutor's office or anything like that.
Correct.
Now, after you gave a statement to that investigator, you were then interviewed almost maybe like 3.5 weeks later. It was on December 17th of 2018. Do you recall that?
If that's the date of the statement.
Would seeing a copy of the statement refresh your memory as to the date?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to approach with what's been previously marked as S81. And you said you've seen your statement before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you recognize this to be your statement?
Yes.
And this is the, let's see, it's a 9-page statement. It has your signature at the bottom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you reviewed it at the time, you've reviewed it since.
Yes.
And I'm going to just direct your attention to the date.
December 17th, 2018.
Okay. So you gave 2 statements, first to the private investigator and then a few weeks later to the prosecutor's office.
Yes.
And as you mentioned when you were questioned on direct, the reason you're here is because there were certain observations that you made that morning, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the first observation that you made that morning was actually auditory.
Yes.
You heard something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And what you heard where you testified on direct, you heard voices outside.
Yes.
Okay. And those were the voices of 2 men, correct?
Turned out to be 2 men. Yes.
Okay. And they were speaking in a little bit of like a kind of excitedly. Is
Yes.
that how you would characterize it?
Yes.
Okay. And when you heard the voices, you got up and you looked out your window.
I checked my clock and then I got up out of my bed and went to my window. Yes.
So you checked your clock first.
Yes.
And the clock said 4:30.
Yes.
And so at 4:30, you check your clock and then you get up and you look out the window.
Yes.
And when you look out the window, that's when you actually see the 2 men.
Yes.
And what you described was, so there's 1 man, and you said originally they're in the middle of the street?
You were running in the middle of the street.
Running in the middle of the
towards
street,
Caneiro.
towards the Caneiro home,
Yes.
Paul Caneiro's home. And at that point, did they separate?
At some point, they separated to go.
1 man goes up to the front door, you said?
Yes.
And he's banging on the door.
Yes.
Okay. And you heard the banging,
Yes.
but you didn't hear any response or anything like that?
No.
The second man is going,
Can we put up that photo again with the driveway and the?
13, slide 13, is that the one you're looking for?
sounds about right, yes. The second man, you stated, is kind of like right by, almost maybe, you said by that white truck?
He went up Marilyn's driveway, sort of by the white truck. Yes.
Okay. And he's crouching down.
He's kneeling. Yes.
He's kneeling. And he's shining a flashlight toward where you then observe the fire.
Yes.
And it's like a small fire at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
From what I can see.
And at some point it gets bigger.
Yes.
And again, I think you testified to this a few times, but so it was about 20 to 30 minutes before you saw first responders arriving.
That's what my statement said, yes.
Okay. And that's the statement you gave within a few days of this happening, right?
Yes,
And you described the two men as wearing dark colored clothing.
yes,
And you said they were wearing, both of them were wearing like a baseball style hat.
yes,
And so they weren't in like any type of uniform that you could tell.
not that I can tell.
And when you said flashlights, were you able to see the flashlight or you just saw light?
I just saw a light.
So you're not sure if it was like a handheld old school flashlight or like a cell phone flashlight? Were you able to tell that?
No,
You just saw that there was some sort of light that they were using.
yes.
You know, the car you saw, you said it was a older model car, correct?
It appeared to be an older model four-door, yes.
Older model four-door, was it like a sedan?
I believe so.
And how long would you say the man was banging at the front door for?
I couldn't say. A while.
While. And when you saw the man kneeling by that white truck and pointing his flashlight toward the fire, he was just watching the fire?
Yes,
Okay, he wasn't like doing anything with the fire, he was just watching it.
just kneeling.
How long do you think he was doing that for?
A good amount of time. I don't really know.
A good amount of time? And you said by the time you saw the first fire SUV that pulled onto your front lawn, by that time the men were gone.
The men were no longer in the same positions that I was watching them.
And did you ever see them again that morning?
I don't believe so.
And you were also, like you said, kind of informing your husband at the time of like what you were seeing, what was
Yes.
happening. And when you say 20 to 30 minutes, is that because in one statement you said 20, in another statement you said 30? So it's like you're kind of saying it could be either one?
It could be. I didn't keep checking my clock.
And you didn't see their faces, right?
No,
And you said they were like average men, average build.
I believe so.
I'm going to. I know what this is gonna do. And when they were, their tone was not just excited, it was kind of hasty, and they were talking very fast.
Yes, from what I heard, yes.
But they weren't yelling or anything.
I wouldn't categorize it as yelling, however, it was very quiet in the middle, very early morning, so.
And you also, the prosecutor asked you about dogs barking. You didn't hear any dogs barking?
No,
Okay. And you said you've seen the dogs around the neighborhood.
yes,
That was during the day?
yes,
Okay. But this is happening at 4:30 in the morning, correct?
yes,
You have no knowledge of where those dogs were at 4:30 in the morning, correct?
no,
Assuming they were in the home, you don't have any idea where in the home those dogs were?
no.
Objection, Judge.
Sustained. Speculation.
And just to be, you said the car you saw was a sedan. It wasn't like a pickup truck.
No,
And you don't remember the color of the car?
I don't.
And you don't know if that car was associated with the two individuals, but you saw the two individuals running from the direction of that car?
Yes,
Okay. I'm going to approach the witness with what's been previously marked as D1-100 and D-101.
Make sure that's plugged in.
Do you recognize these two photos to be a map of the area of 27 Tilton Drive and where you lived at the time?
can I have a touch? Yeah. Yes,
And these are the same maps. Would you agree these are the same area, except this one is like a street view and this one's more like the regular map view?
yes,
Okay. If I put these maps on the screen, would you be able to like circle which one is your house?
yes,
Okay. So I'll start first with the regular map. Okay. So again, do you recognize this map to be the area of 27 Tilton Drive?
yes,
Okay. And do you see 27 Tilton Drive marked on the map?
yes,
Okay. Would you agree that that accurately represents 27 Tilton Drive?
I believe so.
Okay. Can you just put like a small circle or X on your house? And that would be 24?
Yes,
Record sheet, put a circle around it.
And can we just put like a little H for Heather or C for Cap, whichever you prefer? Just so we know it's your house.
Use a C, please, just in case.
Perfect, okay. And I'm gonna ask that you do the same thing. Actually, I'm gonna ask that you do the same thing on D dash, oh, do you have to, you didn't get it? Okay.
We're gonna wait. We wait until you're done. Okay, so we're gonna print this. This is D1 slide 100.1 now. You're good now.
Thank you.
Sure.
So Ms. Cap, I'm just gonna ask that you do the same thing for this map, which is a this is, oh, if you want to hit the undo button, we can get rid of the circle and see. I think if you hold it down, it undoes everything. Okay, so here's the street view. We see, do you see 27 Tilton Drive on there as well?
Yes,
Okay, and these actually have house numbers. Is that correct?
yes,
And you see 24 on there?
yes,
That's your house, right?
yes.
Can you just circle that one? Or you know what, maybe just put a C over it for cap. Okay, perfect. And so we can now see where your house is in relation to 27 Tilton, correct?
Yes,
What's the marking on the back of that?
This is D-1-10. This is 100. And this is 101. Street view is 100 and regular view is 101.
So regular view, which was the last one, should be 100 and 1.1, and this one will be 100.1.
Yes.
The prior picture will be 101.1, so it's D1, slide 101.1, or picture 101.1, and this one will be D1, slide 100.1.
Okay, I'm gonna return back to do you mind hitting the undo button? I'm just gonna return back to D-1-101. So you indicated that this accurately represents the area of 27 Tilton, right?
yes,
And we see 27 Tilton is like this this U shape. Do you agree with that?
that's Tilton Drive, yes,
Right, Tilton Drive is like a U shape.
yes,
And it intersects with Green Grove Road, which we see on the image as well.
yes,
Okay. So there's 2 points by which you could enter and exit onto Tilton Drive or out of Tilton Drive from Green Grove Road. Do you agree with that?
yes.
And do you mind just circling the 2 areas, the intersections? Okay. We can make this.
101.2. U1.
Okay, so what we can glean from this map is, let's say you're at 27 Tilton Drive, right? You can exit Tilton Drive through the intersection we see on the top of the screen, right? You can make a right or left, and that would be this one, or you could exit or enter Tilton Drive at this intersection. You could make a right or a left, correct?
Yes,
And you never saw which way those 2 men went, whether they went left or right, ultimately.
no,
And I think the prosecutor asked you this, but at the time that you made these observations, it was dark out, right?
yes,
The sun had not come up yet.
No.
And we talked about how you gave a couple statements and then you testified today. You've never wavered from the time frame of 4:30, which is when you looked at your clock, right?
correct,
Okay, so just to be clear, 4:30 a.m., you wake up, you hear the voices, the two men, and then you look out your window and you see two men
After checking my clock, yes.
after checking your clock. And then at some point you're watching the fire.
Yes.
And eventually, 20 to 30 minutes later, that's when you see the responders coming.
Yes.
Okay, no other questions, thank you.
I think I just have two quick questions. Ms. Cap, just to be clear, you said at some point you lost track of the two men,
I
correct?
did, yes.
Did you actually see them leave?
No.
Did you or did you not see that vehicle leave?
No, I didn't see it leave.
Had nothing.
Anything else?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, you can step down, ma'am. Thank you. Just be careful. You can leave the document right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our mid-morning break. It's about 10 minutes after 10. We'll start back at 10:25. Enjoy your break. Thank you. Don't discuss this case or do any research. You guys were very clear because both of you have asked the same question about different times. So let's just be careful of not just reiterating the same question over and over again. Their objections could have been made. We ask our questions, we get our information, and we continue moving in the right direction. Everybody have a good break. I'll see you back at 10:25. Okay, please be seated. Prosecutor, you want to call your next witness?
Yes, sir. The state calls Jonathan Harrington.
Hello, sir. Just watch your step as you're coming up to the witness stand there.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Sir, could you put your left hand on the Bible there? Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can sit down. Once you're comfortable, can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Jonathan Harrington, Harrington.
Okay. Sir, I just want to make sure you speak up loud enough so juror numbers 15 and 16 can hear you in the corner. Okay, sir?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Prosecutor?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Harrington, good morning.
Good morning.
Could you tell us where you live, I guess currently?
26 Tilton Drive
Okay, and how long have you lived there?
since 1994.
Okay. Now, I want to draw your attention back to November 20th of 2018. Do you remember that morning?
Yes, sir.
Now, at that point in time, were you still working?
No, I was retired.
Okay. And what did you do for a living?
I was a crane operator.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you a question about whether or not at some point that morning you were alerted to a residential fire in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay. And how did that happen? How were you alerted?
By the noise of the vehicles coming and the flashing red lights of a vehicle that was next door.
When you first heard any noises around your house, where were you specifically?
I was in my bedroom.
Okay. Where specifically in your bedroom were you?
I was laying in my bed.
Okay. So you were lying in bed. What did you hear?
There were loud voices in the street, and I couldn't really tell what they were saying or anything.
Okay. Then did you immediately get up?
No, I did not get up then.
Okay. Tell us what happened.
Well, after that, I was just, casually laying in bed. I wasn't going to go back to sleep. And then I noticed that there were some red lights flashing, okay? And I opened my shade, and I looked across the street, and there was a vehicle in my neighbor's driveway, which was next to the house in question.
When you say neighbor, who is your neighbor?
Marilyn Klein.
Okay. So you got out of bed at some point, as you described, and you went to your window. Can you tell us generally what you can see when you look out your window?
Yes, I can see Caneiro's house from the south side to just before the garage.
Can you see any other homes when you look directly out your window in the bedroom?
Only Marilyn's.
Okay. So you could see, you said Maryland's, correct? And then you also referenced the Caneiro house, correct? Now, you look outside, that's what you can see generally. What specifically did you see that morning?
Okay, when I opened the shade, I saw someone, to me, looked like they grabbed the fire extinguisher and was going to walk into the front of the house, the door.
That person, I mean, did you specifically see a fire extinguisher or what?
I would say that that's basically what I saw, yes.
And that person, where did you first see that person?
That was the person that parked the vehicle in Marilyn's driveway.
Now, that person approached where, you said?
The front door?
And did you watch that person once they got to the front door?
I wouldn't say that I did. No, I don't know whether he went inside. I don't remember that.
Did you make observations, just to be clear, of that person approaching the front door?
What do you mean by observations?
Did you see that person near the front door?
Oh, yes, on the porch, going toward, right in front of the.
And just with respect to the front door, and I don't know if I specifically asked you, which house's front door are we talking about?
The Caneiro house.
Okay. And before we go any further, did you know the people that lived in that house?
Yes,
And how many people lived there based upon your understanding back in 2018?
4.
And who were they?
It was Paul, his wife Susan, and the 2 girls.
Did you know their names at the time?
Yes.
Now, once you made the observation of the person near the Caneiro front door, what if anything did you see?
I think at that point in time, to tell you the truth, I didn't really think much about it. I probably just, turned around and, maybe I sat on the bed or something like that. And it wasn't until I heard the approaching fire apparatus that I got back up.
So, just to go back a step,
Okay.
when you first approached your bedroom window, I think you referenced doing so because of some lights, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us what specifically in that regard you saw? Did you see lights once you went to the window?
That's why I got up, because I saw the flashing lights.
Did you see any flashing lights out your window once you looked?
That I don't think I did.
Okay, so then you see a vehicle, as you said, up in Marilyn's driveway?
Correct. That was the vehicle.
That person approached the front door.
Correct.
Now, at any point in time, did you observe any smoke or flames?
Shortly after that, yes, there appeared to be just smoke on the backside, on the right, which would be me facing the house. There was some smoke. No flames at that moment.
When you saw the smokes, just to be clear, were you still in your bedroom?
Yes.
At some point in time, did you go anywhere else?
I don't think so.
Did you ever leave your bedroom?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
Okay. Basically, what I did was, when I heard the trucks, okay, this is after the smoke, so then there was a glow behind the house, which I assumed was a fire at that time. So I got dressed, went to the bathroom, came downstairs, put a coat on, opened the garage door and went outside.
Okay. And once you did all that and you went outside, can you tell us what was going on in the area at that time?
Well, the fire trucks were setting up, okay? Oakhurst was on the north side of the building, okay? There was police cars around. There was the Wanamassa Fire Department was to the south.
Now, when you talk about fire departments, and do you have any experience with fire departments, just to be clear?
I was a firefighter in Allenhurst.
Volunteer?
Yes.
Now, once you're outside and you see the fire trucks, like what's the status of what you can observe fire-wise across the street?
The fire was starting to come above the roof line on the backside.
Fair to say that you can't actually see all of the fire from where you were,
All
right?
I could see were the flames coming up.
I just want to approach you with what's been marked as S1A. If I may, Judge.
You can.
Just going to show you pretty briefly. It's been marked as S1A, slide 9. Do you recognize what's in that photograph?
That's the house, Caneiro house.
Okay. Now, does that fairly and accurately depict, like, or show what it looked like around the time of November 20th of 2018?
Yes,
Okay, that you recognize that?
yes, that's no
Okay.
problem.
Let me show you slide 10 briefly. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photo?
Yes,
And what are we seeing here in this photo?
we're seeing the front of the house, and we're seeing a white truck and a, like chief's car.
Okay.
And this is the car I originally saw.
Okay, what type of vehicles, just generally, are those two vehicles, if you know?
To me, one's a truck and one's like a suburban SUV, something like that.
Do they have any correlation based upon what you saw or know to, police or fire?
I could not tell whether this was where where I saw the guy get the fire extinguisher and then go into the house, the white vehicle.
Okay,
And that's where I kind of think the lights were coming from.
okay. So to be clear, I don't want to put anything in your
No.
head. So when you made an observation of the vehicle in Maryland's driveway, did you know it was a first responder, or did you not know?
No,
At
I
the time?
thought it was, yes.
Okay. Now, was it light or dark out when you were making the observations out your window?
It was probably dark. I shouldn't say dark, but like wasn't dark.
Sure.
But it was nighttime. There wasn't really any lights other than street lights, things like that I remember.
And just to be clear, I want just to be completely clear, when you first heard anything outside your window that morning, did you tell the police what time approximately you thought it was?
I probably said sometime between 4:30 and 5, because I didn't look at any timepieces in my. The only clock that I have is the cable box has the time on it, but I just really didn't look at it specifically like I when I gave my statement.
Okay, now, your initial observations from the window, did they include what's depicted in slide 10? Yes.
This car was not there.
No, and I'm sorry, that's a good, to be clear, that's a
Yes.
good point. In slide 10, there's two vehicles in the driveway, correct?
Correct.
How many were there when you made your observations first? Okay. But as far as like what is shown in this photo, let's say what that is. Whose house is this in slide 10, in the majority of slide 10?
That's the Caneiro house.
And is there another house that's somewhat depicted in that photograph?
Yes, that's Marilyn Klein's house.
Okay. I'm just going to show you lastly, slide 12
Okay.
of S1A.
I see council very quickly. Hold on a second.
I want to go back for 1 second. Can I have slide S1A, slide 9 on the screen, please? I'm sorry. Now, you see this screen in front of you, correct?
Yes.
And we talked about this photograph.
Yes.
If you look to your left, you can see it on the large screen. Up there.
Oh, okay.
Same photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about this photo, and to be clear, what's depicted in this photograph? What can you see there?
Just the whole house.
Whose house?
Canario's house?
When you say Canario's house, you mentioned someone by the name of Paul Caneiro previously.
Paul and Susan.
How long did you know Paul Caneiro?
Basically from the time they moved in,
How many years was that approximately?
I would say probably 18 to 20. I don't know exactly when they bought the house.
Paul Caneiro, is that person present in court today?
Yes.
Could you just point him out?
He's to my right here.
Identifies the defendant.
Now back to that photo. Is what's shown in that photograph, slide 9 of S1A, is that part of what you were able to see out your window the morning of November 20th, 2018?
Part of it, yes.
Now, can we talk about that? I'm going to show you briefly slide 10 of that same exhibit. Did I show you that earlier?
Yes.
Okay. And how many vehicles are shown in that photograph?
2.
And to be clear, how many vehicles were there when you first looked out your window that morning?
I believe I only saw 1,
Okay.
like I testified.
Would it be fair to say, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, that this photograph was taken later when it was
Yes.
light out? Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was talking over you, sorry. And then lastly, can I just have slide 12 of S1A? That photograph we talked about, I believe I showed it to you. What's that photograph show?
It shows like a fire captain or chief's car
Okay.
and the house.
And that's not a specific observation that you made when you first looked out the window, correct?
I do not believe so. I only saw the white vehicle, if I can remember correctly.
Now, when you left your house that day and you went out to the driveway, you talked about observing smoke and then flames, correct?
Correct.
Now, did you ever make any observations of any of the Caneiro family?
My only observation of them, what I saw was that I spoke to both Paul and Susan and the girls in his SUV, which was parked close to my driveway. It's a little bit later, but it was about the same time that the fire was going on.
Okay, so when you came out onto your driveway, did you see the Caneiro SUV at that time or later or something else?
I believe it was just a little bit later. Not very much later, though.
Now, do you know who your neighbor is? You know, if you're looking at the Caneiro in Marilyn's house, do you know who your neighbor is on your side to your right?
Yes, those are the caps.
That include Heather Cap?
Yes.
Now, where was the Caneiro vehicle, once you saw it, whenever that was, where was it in relation to your house and the Cap's house?
I thought it was a little bit farther towards the Cap house.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not quite sure now, only because I remember that the one massive fire truck had pulled up and connected to the fire hydrant, which is very near there. So I think it was before my house.
Okay. At any point in time, did you have conversations specifically with Paul Caneiro that morning?
Yes.
And tell us about the conversation. Why were you talking?
I walked down and I spoke to him and the girls and I asked them, how they were doing. And Paul was a little nervous, he was kind of upset, which I kind of thought was just the fire. And he remarked to me that he was scared that he almost lost his wife with the fire.
Just to clarify, was he emotional?
Yes.
Did he say anything to you about how the fire started or anything along those lines?
Nothing like that.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Cross.
So, Mr. Harrington, good morning.
Good morning.
Your involvement in this case, going back little more than 7 years ago, you spoke to numerous law enforcement officers. Is that correct?
I
can be more specific. Let me try to be more specific.
Okay.
Originally, when all of the police were arriving, there was an officer that you spoke to kind of like in your garage area. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And you actually had told him that you were a former firefighter, right?
I guess.
Okay. And he was a uniformed officer.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember his name. It was Officer Bones. No. Okay. You also spoke to at some point, I think like a detective on scene. It was Detective Brady. Do you remember that?
I remember Detective Brady, yes.
And what about Fire Marshal Flanagan? Do you remember speaking to him?
I might have.
Okay. And eventually, on November 24th, you were interviewed by a private investigator who worked for the defense. Do you remember that?
Yes, I think there was one person who came up and spoke to me.
About what happened that morning?
Yes.
And after that, you eventually gave a statement, or you did give a statement to the prosecutor's office. That was Detective Weiss Broughton Brady. That was on November 27th of 2018, so another few days later. Do you remember
A few
that?
days later, yes, they
That's
asked
like
if
a
I
more-
would go to the police station and give a statement about what I saw.
And that was like a more formal typed statement?
Yes,
Okay, and that was a week later, right?
approximately, yes.
So initially, what you testified to today on direct, if I understand it, is that you're in bed, right?
Correct.
And you hear voices,
Loud voices, yes.
loud voices. And those voices were multiple voices?
I would say so, yes.
Okay. And they were men, right?
I couldn't tell you whether they were men or women.
Okay. And so do you recall telling the police that they were male voices? Actually, do you recall?
If you read it, I can probably remember.
Let's go back to this. You previously gave a statement to the private investigator, correct?
I talked to him, yes. I wouldn't say it was a statement. It was more like a casual interview while I was outside.
Okay. If I showed you a copy of his summary of your interview, would that help refresh your recollection
sure
of
you
some of the
can.
things you said to
We're
him?
talking 7 years ago.
Right, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna approach with D70.
Which I have never seen before.
Okay. That's all right.
Okay.
I just want you to take a look at this
Okay.
and review it and see if this refreshes your recollection as to what you told the investigator on November 24th of 2018 about who you heard speaking.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. If I said males, it could have been correct.
Okay, and again, like you said, you probably remembered a lot better then than you do now.
Oh, sure. I mean, time degrades everything.
Of course. And when you gave a statement to the prosecutor's office, and I can show this too if you'd like as well. Now, this one you have seen before, right?
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay, so I'm going to approach with what's been marked for identification as SCD2. Mr. Harrington, this is a copy of your statement.
Mhm.
I'm going to have you, if you flip to the last page.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you that it is 5 pages.
Yes.
And
okay.
this one has your signature on
Yes,
it.
it does.
So, and it also has your initials on the bottom, right?
Yes.
Because this one you reviewed at the time,
Yes.
and you wanted to make sure it was accurate, right?
I don't know whether that was the same day or not, but yeah, that's accurate.
No, I'm saying the reason they had you review it and assign it and initial it
Yes,
was so
because it
that
was pretty accurate, within reason, yes, I agree.
these were your words, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. When you look at this statement, it's like question, answer,
Right.
right? Do you agree that these are the questions that they asked you and these were your answers?
If they're written there, that would be what I answered
Okay,
in the question.
so I'm going to direct your attention to here, and if you could just read that to yourself and then just look up.
Okay,
Okay,
I see it.
So in addition to telling the investigator on November 24th that you heard male voices, you also characterized the voices as male to the prosecutor's office as well.
That's correct.
And you said you heard them speaking kind of loudly or, but not yelling, right? Or
No, there was, to me, it was very loud.
very loud.
Whether you call it yelling or not, that would be, just
Okay.
how I'm trying to figure it out. But
Subjective is what
no.
you're saying.
Yes, it was more than one voice. I said a male voice, but that could have been,
It
two
was more
male
than one.
voices.
Okay. And when you heard the voices, you were lying in bed.
Yes, that's true.
And you didn't hear specifically what they said, did you?
I did not.
Okay. And then you said, I think, is it fair to say you kind of like fell back asleep for a little while?
Well, let me put it this way. I probably just laid down with my head on the pillow because I usually don't go back. Once I'm awake, I usually don't go back to sleep. It might be a light sleep, dozing off back and forth.
Again, I understand you're testifying right now to what you usually do, but I'm going to direct your attention
Okay.
once again, just back to, this is the statement you gave to the prosecutor's office, right?
Yes.
And you told them I fell back asleep.
Well, I also said up here that it was a light state of sleep. Okay, so when I say sleep, it wasn't really going into a REM type of sleep. It was just being, my eyes closed, being, like light sleep. I don't know how else to explain it,
Gotcha.
Any noise, anything. Just to clarify it, I don't sleep very well anyway, so
Okay.
it would only be a light sleep that
Okay.
I'm talking about here. They're not incongruous, okay? They're both the same to me.
Got it. So you're in a light state of sleep and specifically at around 4:30 in the morning, right?
Well, yes, because as I said previously, I don't have a watch on or a clock in my bedroom. The only time that I can tell is what's on the cable box, okay? So if I said 4:30, maybe I glanced at it and that was the time that I recollected that it was around 4:30. But it could have been later than 4:30, between 4:30 and 5. That's when I said,
Okay.
I don't know the exact time because I'm not looking at a timepiece.
I'm going to try to ask you just a very simple yes or no question, okay? You told both the private investigator and the prosecutor's office the week that this happened, that you heard these voices at around 4:30 in the morning.
Yes,
You did, okay. And when you spoke to the officer on scene, because so, let me back up for a second. So you're in a light state of sleep. It's around 4:30 in the morning. You hear the voices. You fall back into maybe a light state of sleep, and then you eventually wake up when you see lights. Is that right?
correct,
And that's when you go to your window
correct.
and you start seeing what exactly?
That's when I saw the vehicle in Marilyn Klein's driveway, okay? And the person get out and walk towards the house with what I assumed was a fire extinguisher.
And the prosecutor showed you the photo of the vehicle. There was like a white vehicle and a red vehicle.
With the white vehicle is the one I saw.
You saw the white vehicle.
Yes, I believe so.
You did not see the red one.
I don't believe I did.
Okay. So you see the white vehicle once you get up and look out your window. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. And how long after that until you eventually come outside?
I would say, well, time-wise, it's hard because I don't, as I said to you, I don't have the time in mind specifically because I wasn't looking at a time. So by the time I got dressed, went to the bathroom, went downstairs, got my coat on, my hat, walked to the garage, opened the garage door, and went outside. Could have been anywhere between 7, 8, 10 minutes, something like that.
Okay, when you went outside, you saw at least 2 police cars, correct?
I saw police cars, yes.
Okay. And that was at around 5 a.m., correct?
Around somewhere in that general time frame,
Okay. You told the prosecutor's office it was approximately 5 a.m., fair?
approximately 5 a.m.
So you hear voices, multiple male voices at approximately 4:30 a.m. And then light state of sleep, fall back to sleep. About a half hour later, it's 5 a.m. And that's when you see the two police officers outside of your house, right? When you go outside.
You're kind of putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
I said
I wanna do that.
approximately 4:30, and if you listen to what I hopefully I said was sometime between 4:30 and 5, okay? That's a half hour without really looking at a clock or anything else like that. It was a generalization of the time frame at all this was going on.
When you say I'm putting words in your mouth, approximately 4:35, are you talking about when you initially heard the voices or when you saw the police?
No, you said 4:30. I'm not arguing with you, but you said that I said 4:30. I said approximately between 4:30 and 5. It could have been 4:45, okay? You understand what I'm saying? I used the 4:30 as a baseline for me.
Okay. You used 4:30 as approximately 4:30.
Approximately.
Right, as a
Yes.
baseline when you spoke to the private investigator on November 24th and when you spoke to the prosecutor's office on November 27th, you said
Correct.
that's approximately when you heard the male voices, correct? Okay. And then at approximately 5 a.m., that's when you were outside and you saw the police, you saw the two police officers. Is that accurate?
Close.
That's what you told the
That's what I
prosecutor's
told them,
office?
yes, but I'm just saying that's about right. Again, I don't have a clock.
Can
to
we
go
be,
by.
let's be clear, when we say approximately, we're not talking about to the minute, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm not putting words in your mouth when I say approximately because we agree that we're talking about within a few minutes at least, right? We're not talking about
Give
2
or take a
seconds.
few minutes here and there,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
All right. And at 4:30 a.m. approximately,
Thank you.
you did not see any lights, right?
No,
Okay, you just heard the voices.
just the voices.
And eventually, when you come outside and you're speaking to the officer in your garage, again, you remember that conversation.
I
Maybe you don't
remember they came
remember.
up to the garage, yes.
Okay. And do you remember speaking with him?
Yes,
Okay.
mostly a general conversation, nothing that's specific that I remember unless you have something that he said.
Actually, I do, and I have something you said. You told that officer,
Go ahead.
right, that you heard people talking about a half hour before all of the police people got there. Do you recall saying that?
I probably did, if that's what I told him.
Okay.
If that's what he said, but I'm using, I just don't want you to put me into a time frame that locks me into something when I just told you that I didn't have a view of a clock anywhere, okay?
So at this
So
point,
if I'm talking 4:30, I'm talking 4:30 as a general time frame.
right, we've agreed on that. Now, at this point, when you're speaking to the officer in your driveway, you actually don't mention a time, right? You say so that's approximately about a half hour before all the police got there is when you heard the voices. That's what you told that officer, correct?
If that's what he said, because I don't remember the conversation. I remember generally talking to them.
So when you say if that's what he said, with seeing a transcript, he was uniformed, right?
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the body worn camera, it records the conversation
Okay,
and we have a
fine.
transcript. If I show you a transcript, would that refresh your memory of what you told
Sure.
him? Okay. I'm just-
Sir, the transcript just documents what is actually on the video.
Okay, it's fine.
So if the attorney is asking you something and they're saying that that's what's transcribed, that means that it's something that was on the actual recording.
Okay.
So in saying that, would you have any reason to disagree with that? That's that you had a conversation with the police officer. No one's trying to put you in a box. All we're trying to do is confirm with you that you had a conversation. And if Ms. Mastalone is saying this is what the transcript says, any reason to dispute it? All she wants to know is whether that's what you would have said or not, or to help you.
Sure.
Okay, that's
Because
it.
I
I
don't-
think that's
I
what
remember
we're
talking to
trying to do. And no one's trying to talk you into anything.
No, I understand that.
And just to move it along, so it's in that vicinity. And again, the timing is what you remember. It's all approximation. We got it.
Judge, I was just gonna say that the state obviously would stipulate to the accuracy of the transcript. I mean, we create.
So of course, that's what I'm saying. So just trying to be helpful here and moving along this particular area.
Okay, so, sir, I'm gonna approach with a copy of the transcript that we were just talking about. And I'm gonna direct your attention, well, first I'm gonna show you the front page, okay? And you'll see there's like a legend.
What's it marked as,
Sure.
please?
Oh, I'm sorry, this is D102.
Okay.
There's a legend.
Okay.
And the legend has like everyone's name and the initials that represent who the person is.
Okay.
And do you see how JH
Yep,
means John Harrington?
That's me.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna direct your attention we're gonna start on page 14 of 38. Okay, but so your initials start here.
Okay.
Or this is where the conversation starts. So I'm going to ask that you read this page and particularly this part here. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, and we're going to continue. Well, based on this, you agree that you told the police that you heard people talking, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then we're going to go to the next page. Say yes, and then you say before this all started. Is that accurate? That's what
That's what it
says.
says.
Okay, all right. So
Sir, just watch your step as you come up. You put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. Once you sit down and you're comfortable, can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
David Marino Jr., Marino.
Prosecutor, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, officer.
Good morning.
Where are you employed?
Ocean Township Police Department,
In what capacity?
police officer patrol.
Now, how long have you been a police officer for?
I started my police career in 2013, and in 2015, I started in Ocean Township.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask you to keep your voice up because I'm having trouble hearing.
2015, I started in Ocean Township, and that's when I started as a patrolman here.
Okay, now did you have to go to the police academy?
Yes, I did that in 2013. I went through with Belmar.
Okay, did you work anywhere after the police academy in your law enforcement capacity?
Yes, I worked in Belmar as a class 2, and after, right, that was 2012, I went through academy. I did 2012 to 13 in Belmar, and from there I went to Englishtown from 2013 to 2015 for 2 years, and then I got hired in Ocean Township.
What are your responsibilities as a patrolman with the Ocean Township Police Department?
We respond to any calls that come in, whether it be a motor vehicle accident, a domestic, or a theft. We're the first ones that normally will respond.
I want to draw your attention now back to November 20th of 2018. Do you recall that date?
Yes,
Were you on duty?
I was.
What shift were you working?
I was working night shift,
And what is the night shift?
7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Right. Now, while you were working during that time, were you driving a certain type of vehicle?
Yes, I believe I was in a Dodge Charger.
Okay, was it a marked patrol vehicle?
Yes, it
And
was.
how were you dressed?
And I believe this uniform was in full Class A uniform.
Did you have, and the other officers have radios?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain where those radios would be?
Our radios are on our hips and on our lapels. We can either keep it up here or we can keep them on our hips. And they're also in the vehicles
And what did you use those radios for?
to communicate back and forth with dispatch and other officers to let them know where we are, what calls we're going to, and who needs to respond.
At 5:02 a.m., what, if any, notifications did you receive?
Possible structure fire
And how did you receive that notification?
via radio.
When you say you received a notification for possible structure fire, did you get any more information?
While I was responding, I'm not sure if I got anything extra from a working structure fire. Right before I arrived, another officer came on the radio stating that there was a structure fire confirmed, and that was the other information that I got.
Okay, did you learn where the structure fire was?
Yes,
Where was that?
it was on Tilton Drive.
Okay, and specifically, was there a house number?
27?
27 Tilton Drive? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay. How did that call initially come in?
It was a possible structure fire.
I guess what I'm asking is, when you received the notification at 5:02 a.m.,
Yes.
do you know how that call came in, how you got that notification?
It came from, I believe, county notified our dispatch, and then our dispatch notified us.
Okay, so what time was county notified?
I want to say it was 4:59.
Okay, so county's notified at 4:59, you get the dispatch at 5:02?
Yes.
Okay. As a result of receiving the dispatch, is that when you responded to 27 Tilton?
That is correct.
About what time did you arrive on scene to 27 Tilton Drive?
Approximately 3 to 4 minutes later, so 5:05, 5:06.
Now, were there any other officers already on scene when you arrived?
Yes, there was Patrolman Redmond and Patrolman Winkowski.
Was anyone else on scene when you arrived?
Yes, Fireman Chris Sorrentino.
Okay. What fire department was he from?
One is in Wanamassa,
Do you recall how he was dressed?
plain clothes.
Who was the patrol sergeant in charge that morning?
That was Malone, Sergeant Malone.
Sergeant Malone, and when did he arrive?
He arrived, I'd say approximately within 5 to 10 minutes when I got there. In that time frame, I would think, 10 minutes.
Now, when you arrived, where did you park your vehicle in relation to 27 Tilton Drive?
I parked south, approximately a house and a half, 2 houses south of their residence, and I parked on the east side of the road.
So if you're facing their house, south would be to which
To the
way?
right,
To the right?
correct.
And you said you were facing which way?
I was also facing, my vehicle was facing south,
South would be continue to the right.
to the right.
Okay. What, if any, observations did you make when you initially arrived on scene?
When I first arrived on scene, I was able to see that there was flames coming from the back right corner of the house. If you're looking at it, they were in the back area and they were engulfing a gas meter that was there.
As a result of those observations, what did you first do?
We contacted natural gas to come out to respond because it was engulfing the meter, and we also started evacuating nearby houses.
When you first made the observations of that back right corner where you say the fire was, who else was over there?
Over there was Winkowski and Sorrentino.
Okay, when you say Winkowski, the jury doesn't know, who is he?
That's Patrolman Winkowski. He's a patrol officer with us.
With the Ocean Township Police Department?
Yes, he was on the scene as well.
And you said fireman Sorrentino was there?
Yes, Sorrentino was there as well.
Did you approach that area?
Yes, I did. That was the first area I went to.
Okay. Now, did you have any concerns about that particular area based on the observations that you just told us about?
Yes, specifically the gas meter.
And what were your concerns about the gas meter?
Well, the gas line was right there, so the concern was that it could possibly explode or start leaking and make the fire that much worse. So we had to make sure we contained that.
Okay. After you called the gas company, what did you do?
After I called the gas company, I then walked across the street to where I spoke with Susan Caneiro first, and I asked her to move her vehicle. So there was a vehicle parked across the street with people standing outside of it, and it was too close to the scene and the active fire. So I had to move further down the street. That way the fire engines and firefighters can come and do what they had to do in that front immediate area.
When you say parked across the street, it was parked across the street from where?
From their house.
From their house, okay. And which way would the vehicle have been facing?
It was facing south.
When you said you saw Susan Caneiro?
Yes,
Okay, when you saw her, where was she?
she was standing outside of her vehicle.
Okay, near which side?
Driver's side.
The driver's side, okay. And what, if anything, did you ask her to do at that point?
I asked her to move her vehicle further down the road, so that way she wasn't in the main area.
Okay, and did she in fact move the vehicle further down the road?
Yes, she did.
Okay, do you remember where the vehicle was moved to?
They actually moved further down the road and parked right next to my vehicle.
Okay, so it would be further south?
Correct. They were north of my vehicle.
On which side of the street?
They were on the east side of the street.
Is that the side of the street that 27 Tilton is on?
Correct.
And was their car facing 27 Tilton or facing a different
It
direction?
was facing, when they parked there, 27 Tilton.
Okay. Did you see anybody else in the car when you approached it and Susan was outside?
No, at that point I did not.
No, you didn't see anyone else in the car?
No, I did not see anyone else in the car.
At some point, did you learn the occupants' names of 27 Tilton?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
There's Susan Caneiro, Paul Caneiro, Caitlin Caneiro, and Marissa Caneiro.
Once the vehicle was moved, and I guess I should ask you, what type of vehicle was that?
It was a Porsche SUV, a white Porsche SUV.
Okay. Once the vehicle was moved, what, if anything, did you do?
After the vehicle was moved, I then had to I was walking around the perimeter, making sure that the scene was safe. And then shortly after that, I had to get their information.
Okay. Now, at any point on scene, did you see any of the officers making any efforts to do anything with regard to the neighboring houses?
Yes, they were trying to evac the houses. They were going knocking, seeing if anyone was home, because the surrounding nearby houses, they had to get everyone out of in case the fire started to spread.
Were there any other vehicles parked in the driveway of 27 Tilton that morning?
Yes,
Do you recall any of those vehicles?
yes, there was a Jeep Wrangler, a Porsche, I believe 911, and then another Porsche SUV, I believe a Macan.
Okay. You indicated a few minutes ago that at some point you said you spoke to the individuals in the car that moved.
Yes,
Okay, and just who was that? Could clarify?
I spoke with Susan Caneiro and Paul Caneiro.
When you spoke with them, was their car already moved from across the street? Were you,
Yes,
okay. What was the purpose of your speaking with them?
to get their credentials, just to know who they were, who was inside of the house, and what happened that they saw before they exited the house.
Now, back in November of 2018, were you and other officers wearing body-worn cameras?
Yes, we were.
Okay, what is a body worn camera?
Body worn camera is a camera you wear normally in the center of your chest that's able to see everything and hear everything that you see and hear that could be documented later.
Did you have the opportunity, were you wearing it that morning?
Yes, I
Was
was.
it activated?
Yes, it was.
Did you have the opportunity to review that body worn camera prior to today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what you reviewed, was it fair and accurate, an accurate depiction of what it took place that morning?
Yes, it was.
And do you know if the conversation that you had with Paul Caneiro was captured on that body worn camera that you just indicated?
It was.
Now, does the first minute and 30 seconds of your body worn camera, does that capture your initial observations as to when you arrive on scene?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And were certain portions of your body worn camera clipped for purposes of trial today?
Yes, they were.
I'm showing counsel what's been marked as S74. This is his body worn camera. Judge, may I approach?
Okay.
I'm showing you what's been marked as S74. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
So what is that?
that is my body worn camera footage.
Judge, the state would seek permission to publish right now the first minute and 30 seconds.
Any objection? You can.
That's not gonna work. That's not doing anything.
Can we stop for a second? Let's get the volume correct. Anna, can we turn the volume up? Thank you.
I'm at max.
That's not gonna work.
Officer, just explain to us, what are we looking at?
Right now is when I just exited my vehicle and I was walking towards 27 Tilton.
Okay, so just orient us if you could. You're walking toward 27 Tilton. Where would 27 Tilton be?
If you look in the top right corner, about midway down, you'll see a little bit of orange. That's actually the residence. I think that's the smoke and the fire that you're seeing right now.
Okay, we'll pause at timestamp 0.03. What are those lights back there that you see on screen?
Those headlights, those are the Porsches, the vehicle is parked across the street.
Okay, is that the
The-
vehicle you referred to before?
Yes, that's the one that Susan was in front of that I had her remove.
Thank you. Can continue.
That's not doing anything.
Pausing it at 0.17 seconds. Blurry, but what are we looking at right now in that? If you're facing the screen, the sort of top right corner?
That is the back right corner of the house, and that is the fire that you're seeing coming up the side.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, who was that officer right there?
It's Charlie Winkowski.
Okay, thank you. And that was paused at 0.31 seconds.
293 Ocean. Hey, you want me to get them out? Yes, yes. Get them out, we'll get the neighbor. Yeah, I think we're that neighbor's evacuated. Can you guys go somewhere further away? So it's like a gas meter.
Who is this individual on scene at timestamp 54 seconds?
Susan Caneiro.
Okay, and the car that she's next to, is that the car you were referring to before?
Yes, it was.
And the car is facing in what direction?
It's facing south.
Thank you.
Okay, so go down the street. Man's over there? And across the street, things good? Yeah. Okay, I just moved them to get further away right now. Is anyone answering that?
Thank you. Was that the first minute and 30 seconds of your body worn camera?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Now, what other agencies responded to the scene shortly after that?
We had the Oakhurst Fire Department, Wanamassa Fire Department, and several EMS crews, I believe, arrived on scene.
Okay. Now, I know you said it before, but did there come a time when you spoke with the occupants in the car?
Yes, there was.
Okay. And about how much later was that from the time that you arrived on scene?
About 9 minutes.
Okay. Do you know if that conversation was captured on your body worn camera?
It was.
Specifically, when you spoke to the occupants, did you speak to Mr. Caneiro?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did he make any statements to you?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, the state would seek to pass out the transcript of S75, which is the body worn camera, 8 minutes, 20 seconds to 12 minutes, as well as publish that portion.
Any objection?
Can I just see? Yes. The transcript?
What's this marked as again, the transcript?
S75, Judge?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to provide you with a transcript. The transcript is an aid for you to look at, to understand what people are saying. However, it's your responsibility to listen, to watch the video, and you decide exactly what's being said or not said. So if you hear something different than what you hear on see in the transcript, you actually would rely on your own recollection as to what you're seeing, because the evidence here will be the actual video, the body worn camera. It's not going to be the transcript. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can, go ahead. We're going to give those out to the jurors at this point.
And cancel a copy, just so you know, I could approach Judge.
Sure. Thank you. Also, for the record purposes, the first clip in the exhibits was S74A, which is that first clip. The transcript we're giving out relates to 74B, which is the time frame of 8:20 to 12 minutes.
And then Judge, at this point, seek permission to play S74C.
Okay. C or B?
I'm sorry, B.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I just want to ask you, we're pausing it at 29 seconds. Your car is parked where in relation to the Porsche?
South of it.
So just, is that behind it or?
Yes, right
Okay,
behind
so
it.
if we're looking at it, it's behind it?
Yes.
And which way was your car facing? Was it facing their car or away?
I believe I was facing away, if I recall correctly.
Thank you. You can-
You can say it that way. That's it. You can say it that way. What's your name? Date of birth? Okay. Phone number?
Pause for a second. it have a skip, or do we have an issue? Okay, just want to make sure. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just deal with that real fast. So if you see something like that on the screen, there may be a legal decision that had to be made, that there's certain areas that would have to be redacted so you would not see that. I don't want you to be concerned about that at all. You should assume that the court had to make a determination one way or another, and it's not for your consideration at all. You're just looking at this as like it's just straight going across, even though it may have been redacted for some reason. Does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Manage yourself. Okay. Yourself. Did you guys in-house move it, like your chest tape, you want to, I'm doing some, okay, do you want to run something like that? It's like you, if you want someone to come look at it, see if you want and here's some house. Okay, what is your name? K-A-T-E-L-Y-N. K-A-T-E-L-Y-N. Which Melissa's date of birth? And Jordan's? Okay, so Joanna, is this? You said asthma? Yeah. Okay. I was making sure it's not smoke related. Yeah, no. Okay. So what is that happen? You're sleeping and
Sleeping, we had the alarm from the house was full of smoke. I didn't even see the smoke at first. We saw the smoke right away. Oh my God, it was just so crisp. The water was going out of the house. We don't have so many shoes.
Anything else? And you didn't see any claims inside or anything that you said smoke?
No, I
But now you got every so that your daughters was out. Yeah. That's where my yeah.
That's why I saw when I came outside, I saw it.
Is there anything like down there?
No.
Okay. Alright, so I went to back.
Fire out?
No, there's something. It's inside of the roof, I have to go inside.
Clarify, because it was hard to see. Who were the two individuals that you were talking to on, that we saw on the screen?
I saw Susan Caneiro and Paul Caneiro.
Okay. After you spoke to Mr. and Mrs. Caneiro, where did you go?
After that, I walked back to the south side of the house. I was looking at the fire scene that was going on, and was just checking the perimeter.
Did there come a certain point in time when your attention was directed to a particular area of 27 Tilton Drive?
Yes, there was.
What was that?
That was the garage portion of the house that my attention was brought to by Sergeant Jeff Malone.
Okay. Can you describe the driveway and the garage as it looked that morning?
Driveway, as you walked up the driveway, there was a Jeep parked facing the backyard. So that was facing east. And then the driveway would open up a little bit wider so that cars could face the house, the garage of the house, which was south. So there was two cars facing the garage, and there was one car that was facing the backyard.
When you went over to that area, what, if any, observations did you make of that area?
After we walked up past the vehicles, there was a red gas can that was on its side. There was also burn marks on the door trim of the garage door area, and there was burn marks and gas on the Porsche Macan and the there's smoke damage as well on it.
Okay, so if you're over by the garage area, where was the fire that you observed when you initially got there? Where would that be in location to the garage area?
If I'm looking at the garage closest to me, and I'm looking inside the doors, it was back left would be where the flames originally were.
Were your observations that you just described over by the garage, were they captured on your body worn camera?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, permission by the S74C.
Okay.
Just to orient us, what are we looking at here?
Right now, we're looking at 27 Tilton, where that tree is on the side of the house you're seeing towards the back portion. That actually is, I believe, smoke and fire damage. That is the back corner that was on fire.
And whose driveway is that everybody is in?
That's the neighbor's house. That's one house south.
Is that you writing on the pad?
Yes, it is.
Who's the individual that you're following?
That is Sergeant Malone.
Pause it, please. It's paused at timestamp 2 minutes and 7 seconds. What are we looking at in this picture?
We're looking at the garage of 27 Tilton.
Okay. Now, just for purposes of the record, are the garage doors open or shut or something else?
One door is open, one door is shut.
Which one? The one on the
The
right?
east door, which is the left door in this video, is one that's open. The right door is closed.
Okay, you can continue. Thank you. Officer, are you able to identify from this clip, it's 2 minutes and 17 seconds, which car you were referring to when you said the Porsche Macan?
The further one in the back, the second vehicle that you're seeing, the SUV.
Okay. And what is that red item on the ground?
That is a gas can.
Thank you. Thank you. Officer, that area that we were just looking at over by the garage where the cars were,
Yes.
what if anything was done to that area shortly after you made those observations?
After that, we put caution tape up and around it to secure the scene.
Did there come a time when you took possession of anything from the garage area that we just observed?
Yes, there was.
And what was that?
A DVR unit.
Okay. Where specifically did you take possession of that from within the garage?
If you first walk into that garage door that you saw open, It is the back left corner, and it was on top of, I believe, a refrigerator, where there was something that was stacked on top of.
Did you have a role in taking that DVR?
Yes, I was handed it from, we had another officer, Patrolman Bones, that climbed up, and he was able to unhook the DVRs, and then he handed them to me, and I went and placed them and secured them in my locked vehicle.
Okay, and just for purposes of completeness, who requested that you take that DVR?
That was Sergeant Jeff Malone.
Okay. How did you learn where the DVR was located within the garage?
That was from Patrolman Bernhard. He went and spoke with Mr. Caneiro, and he got the information from him, who was relayed to me.
Okay, and once you took possession of the DVR, what, if anything, did you do with it?
I took it and I brought it to my vehicle, my patrol vehicle, and I put it in the trunk, which was locked.
Okay, are you referring to your patrol vehicle that was parked behind the car that the Caneiros were in?
Yes,
Okay. Who ultimately took possession of that DVR from you?
that would be Detective Catalano from the prosecutor's office.
When you walked over to your vehicle to place the DVR inside of it,
Yes,
and I think you said it was where did you put it?
in the trunk. They're locked in the rear.
Right. Did you pass anyone?
Yes, I did.
No.
The Caneiros were still in their vehicle, Paul's in the driver's seat.
After you secured the DVR system in your trunk, where did you go?
After that, I went back to the garage.
When you went back to the garage, who was over there at that point?
Now, Fire Marshal Flanagan was there.
Anyone else? If you recall.
The other officers, there was Officer, I believe, Redmond there, and Bernhard, I'm not sure who else.
Okay. And if you watched your body worn camera, would that refresh your memory?
Yes,
Okay. Do you know specifically why Fire Marshal Flanagan was over there?
I believe he was being pointed towards the gas can and the fires that we were seeing on the other side.
Okay. Judge, at this time, the state seeks permission to publish S-74D.
Any objection? Okay.
The two officers were looking at to the left and the right. You could,
To the left is Sergeant Malone, to the right is Patrolman Redmond.
and what is Patrolman Redmond holding?
The DVR units, we were trying to figure out which ones were the correct ones.
So had it already been taken at that point?
Yes, it was already
Okay.
taken.
And I think you said it was on someplace, where did you say it was?
It was like top of a refrigerator or something in the back corner, the back left corner of the garage, if you're walking in through the open door.
Thank you. Is this you walking?
Yes, it is,
What are you holding in your hands?
the DVR unit, as well as wires.
And is there another box too?
Yes, there was,
So you had two items?
correct.
What was the other thing?
I'm not sure if that was the router. From there, I do not know what that was.
Who is this gentleman in plain clothing?
That is Chris Sorrentino. That was the first firefighter on scene.
And who is this officer?
That was Patrolman Bernhard.
pause it for a moment? We're paused at 2 minutes and 11 seconds. That car, do you see a car in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, whose car is that?
That is the Caneiro's vehicle that they were in.
Was it in the same location there as it was when you first spoke to them?
Yes. Well, after I got their information, yes.
Is that the trunk of your car?
Yes, it is.
What are you doing right now?
I'm putting the DVRs and the wires for them inside the trunk of my car.
Who is this individual?
That's another firefighter who's also the captain of our department, Restar.
Where are you right now?
The garage of 27 Tilton.
You pause it? Sorry, can you go back? A little bit more. It's fine. What's the timestamp? Sure. It's timestamp 6 minutes 5 seconds. Right. If you're facing the screen all the way to the right, like halfway in the garage, who's that man?
That is Flanagan. Fire Marshal.
Flanagan. Okay. And are there other officers on scene as well over there?
Yes, to the left where you see the light, that's Patrolman Bones, and I'm not sure who that is, to be honest.
You continue. Thank you. Do you know if Fire Marshal Flanagan was made aware at that point that the DVR had been removed from the garage?
I believe I told him that we took the DVR.
How long was Fire Marshal Flanagan over by that garage area from the time you got back there?
Or so, 2 minutes, because then you went, I believe he had to go speak with someone.
Okay, do you know who he went to speak to?
Yes.
Who?
Paul Caneiro,
Okay, and how do you know that?
because he was told that he was advised he was asking who the homeowners were, and he wanted to speak with them.
Now, were any detectives from the Ocean Township Police Department notified that morning of this scene?
Yes, Detective Brady,
Okay, and why was Detective Brady notified?
because he was the on-call detective, and now with the gas can that we saw and the separate fire on that side, it became suspicious, and we were now possibly looking at a crime.
Okay, but just to be clear, just to be 100% clear at this point, was there any person in particular that you had suspicions about at that point on scene?
No,
Okay. Who was the scene ultimately turned over to?
the prosecutor's office.
Okay, and how long were you on scene for?
I believe I stayed on scene until approximately 9:30, holding scene security.
Nothing further?
Cross. Sure.
Sorry, Judge, may I take the transcripts? Is it back from the jurors? I completely forgot.
Yeah, we could, just pass them down to the end if you don't mind. And yeah, you can come get them. Thank you. This way. Thanks. I just got them. Mr. Decker has them. Thanks.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. So let's start with a little bit of a timeline. You testified on direct that you got a call from dispatch at 5:02 a.m.
Yes,
Okay. And you explained to the jurors that call from dispatch originated from a call from the county?
yes,
Okay. And so it was the county that notified dispatch and the dispatch that notified you?
correct.
Okay. And the county call came in at 4:59, you said?
Yes,
And once you learned at 5:02 that there was a potential fire at 27 Tilton, you then responded.
correct.
And I think you indicated it took you about 3 or 4 minutes to get there, so you estimate you got there approximately, let's say 5:06.
Yes, in that
Okay.
time.
Yes. And so obviously if the call to the county came in at 5:59 and your call from dispatch came at 5:02, you had no knowledge of this fire prior to that, right?
Correct,
You were not on scene prior to 4:59 or 5:02, correct?
correct,
Because in fact, you were not on scene until approximately 5:06 a.m.
correct.
And when you got there, who was already there?
There was Chris Sorrentino, who was a firefighter.
Mhm.
We had Patrolman Charles Wankowski and Patrolman Bernhard.
Okay. And are you aware who got there first?
I am not, I know Wankowski and the Bernhard, they got there almost very similar times, but I was on the other side from where I believe they arrived.
What about Redmond?
Yes, Redmond, sorry, Redmond, not Bernhard. Redmond was there before him.
Okay. So was Bernhard there before you or after you?
After me. That was a misspeak of the names.
Got it. Okay. So just so I understand, so you get there at approximately 5:06 and the people who are already there
Yes.
are Chris Sorrentino,
Yes,
who is from the fire,
correct.
was it Oakhurst?
Oakhurst, Wanamassa, Oakhurst, yes.
Okay.
Oakhurst.
He's like a fire person from Oakhurst. And then we have officers Winkowski and Redmond, who are from Ocean Township.
Yes.
Okay. And so the three of them must have gotten there sometime between 5:02 and 5:06.
Yes,
Okay. And as far as you know, the four of you were the first responders to that scene,
yes.
right? There wasn't anyone before the four of you, was
I
there?
do not believe so.
Okay. And when we saw the body worn camera footage, we watched a few different clips, correct?
Yes,
But those clips came from like a longer video, right?
correct.
And that video was your body worn camera that was running while you were on scene.
Yes.
Okay. And why did you turn your body worn camera on when you first arrived?
Because when we get to scenes, we were supposed to activate our cameras when we are arriving at the call or on the way to the call. And that's the reason I activated them.
Okay. And so what we saw was sort of like clips from the span of about, can we say the first maybe 50 minutes, like close to an hour, but not quite an hour?
Yes,
And you saw it was dark out, right?
yes,
Okay. Is it fair to say that it was pretty dark?
yes,
Okay. And when you had your first interaction with the Caneiros, specifically it was Susan Caneiro, right?
yes,
We saw the video.
yes,
And when we watched that video, what we saw was you were asking Susan to move the car further down the road, correct?
yes,
Because you were concerned that the car was too close to the scene.
yes,
And you relayed that to them.
yes,
And specifically, what you said to Susan was, can you guys go somewhere further away? Because it looks like the gas meter. That's what you said,
yes.
right? Okay. And I don't want to speculate as to what you meant by that, but you did testify that the fire was near the gas meter, correct? And so were you essentially saying you need to move down the road because this is dangerous potentially?
Yes,
Okay. And so that's why you related to them because it looks like the gas meter. Those were your words.
yes, because the
But you didn't actually explain to them in more specifics. You just wanted them to move the car. That was your priority.
yes,
So you weren't like, it wasn't, you did not say to them, the fire happens to be near the gas meter. We're worried about that. You just said, it looks like the gas meter, please move.
yes,
Okay. And now that was your first conversation and it was very brief.
yes,
It was about another 9 minutes later, I think you said, that you had your second interaction with them.
yes,
Okay. And during the second interaction, that's the one where we had the transcript. The purpose of that interaction was to get what, pedigree information?
yes,
To make sure they were okay?
yes.
And that's when you met, did you meet all four of the Caneiros at that point?
I didn't speak with the daughters. I only really met with Paul and Susan, who were outside of the vehicle.
Okay. And when you met with them, you asked for simple things like their phone number and their date of birth and things like that.
Yes,
And then you asked, did you guys inhale smoke or anything? Is your chest tight? Again, trying to ascertain whether there were any injuries.
yes,
And what Paul Caneiro says in direct response to that question is, I hit my hand somehow,
yes,
okay? And so he volunteers that information to you, right?
yes,
Okay. And he's letting you know that's the only injury that he's aware anyone has.
yes,
And you ask him if he wants an ambulance to check him out. And he says to you, I don't know, what do you think? He wasn't sure. Is that fair?
yes,
And then ultimately, I don't know if someone gave him like an ice pack of some sort? I think, is that what
I'm
happened?
not sure after that because he said, him and Susan said they didn't need any medical attention at the time. So my involvements with medical on them was ended there.
Okay. But there was no further discussion about the hand at that point, right?
No.
Okay. And he did not say he burned his hand, right? He said, I hit it.
Yes, I believe his hit hurt. It's kind of really hard to exactly hear, but yes, he said hit his hand or hurt his hand.
Do you want to see the transcript? Will that help?
You can show me it, yes.
Do you have the one marked that we?
So I'm going to approach with what's been previously marked for identification as S75. And I'm just going to direct your attention. This is a transcript of the body worn camera footage, just the clip we saw of the interview.
Okay.
And I'm going to just direct your attention to line 39. Line 36 is your question about, is that, and then 39 says, I hit my hand somehow.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Now, he also tells you during that interaction, he mentions like, oh my God, the smoke was so thick.
Yes.
And he also notes to you that they don't even, like, they kind of ran out of the house. He doesn't even have shoes on.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
And in any event, after you speak with them, is that when you're shown or was it before or after you speak with them that you're shown the small fire by the garage?
After I spoke with him, I was shown that.
After, okay.
Do we have like a photo just to the corner? I think it shows like the garage. Just like the photo. The phone. Oh, this is 3.
Slide 3 of S1A.
Can we have the back prosecutor's table?
Okay, so I just wanted to orient ourselves. What we can see in this photo is the front of 27 Tilton, correct?
You need to tell us what photo it is for the record.
I'm so sorry, it's S1-.
1A3.
Okay.
This is the front of 27 Tilton, correct?
Yes.
Okay. This is obviously during daylight hours, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you're familiar with it?
Yes.
And what we see on the left side of the screen is the garage, right?
Yes.
And we see the 2 garage doors.
I see the one on the right. The one on the left looks like it's obstructed by the 2 pieces coming out, the trim pieces, but yes, you can see the garage doors.
Okay. And to be clear, like this wasn't, I'm not saying this is how it was when you first saw it or anything. This is just a photo taken later, right?
Yes.
But just to orient ourselves, the garage door to the far left, right?
Yes.
Sort of, I'm just gonna point on the screen, kind of where the tip of this Porsche vehicle and the bottom of the left garage door, this is where that small fire was, right?
Yes, it was all the way to the left side of that garage door.
Do you want to circle it on the screen? Would that be helpful?
Yes.
Just where you saw that small fire? Okay.
Like that area. As best as I can
Gets
make
the
it with
point
this
across.
little bit, yeah.
All right, and then on this side here, now this is the right side of the house.
Correct.
if you're looking at it.
Yes,
And then the smoke was coming out the backside, right? The fire?
yes,
Like we can't see that part of the house in this photo, right?
correct,
Because it's behind, it's like the back corner.
yes,
Okay. So just to make sure we're on the same page here, there's two separate fires, right?
yes,
In this house. And the main fire, the big one, is the one we really can't see because it's behind the right side of, it's the back right of the house,
yes,
correct? And then there's this small fire that evidently occurred by the garage, right?
yes.
Okay. Now, as you're on scene, you can take it down.
Hold on for a minute. Sir, so that we all understand, are you talking about the first bay?
No, these further bay towards the backyard.
So it's the back bay?
Yes,
Okay, all right. Because it's hard to see from that photograph. So everyone understand we're talking about the back bay?
Yes.
All right. And so we can have that marked as 3.1. Slide 3.1.
We also see in this photo that the crime scene tape is up, right?
yes,
And I think you mentioned that on direct. You said that the crime scene tape was put up to secure the area, right?
yes.
But I'll back up for a second. So patrolman, so who shows you the fire? Is it Redmond, or the area of the garage? Is it Redmond?
That was Sergeant Jeff Malone.
Sergeant Malone. So Sergeant Malone brings you to the garage area where the fire at that point had been extinguished, right?
Correct.
And he shows you some things, right?
Yes,
And the things he shows you are, number one, the gas can that we saw in your video, it was like laying on the ground, right?
yes,
Can we actually, so I think it was S74D. The state had paused it at 6:05. Can we get it back up? Oh, yes. Sir, do you mind hitting undo? It's it's the right, the bottom right corner. It's hard to see there.
here it is. There we go.
6:05. Right there is good. Now, if we can just, I don't know if you can like tap your screen to get the bottom, so we can see the bottom. I don't know if it'll do that. Okay, do that. Let's minimize it. There we go. Okay. So, sir, we see the gas can in the photo, in the still frame of the body worn camera, right?
Yes,
Can you circle the gas can, please? And maybe don't maximize it, but drag it out so that like it covers most of the screen, cover so she can print it. You know what? Let's try again. Do you mind hitting undo?
sure.
And we're just gonna make this bigger to cover more of the screen. You can't like tap in. I can play it. Okay, maybe if you press play and then. Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right, let's minimize it again then. All right, let's just circle that one, if you don't mind.
This is the gas can I'm circling.
Okay, and then if we can capture that. And for purposes of the evidence, we'll just like redact or the actual screen, which is not part of the evidentiary photo.
Would you like me to circle where the burn marks are on the door so that people can see it a little better in this image?
Sure. Okay, so we're looking at the left garage bay,
Yes,
and that's where that small fire was.
yes,
And we can kind of see in the photo actually like the char marking from where the little fire was.
yes. There's a fire there. There was another fire that was on top of the vehicle as well that was extinguished when I got there as well.
Okay, let's talk about that one. you observed so if we back up for a second, there's multiple cars in this driveway,
Yes.
right? And I think there was 3 total?
Yes.
And there's a Jeep that's kind of further back down the driveway?
Yes.
But then there's 2 Porsche vehicles closer to the garage.
Yes.
And are they parked side by side?
Yes.
And one of them had like a burn mark on the hood, or
Yes.
maybe multiple burn marks.
Yes.
So what we printed with the 2 circles will be a S74 D.1.
Okay. I'm going to show the state what I've marked as D1-200, D1-200, D1-201, and D1-203. Judge, may I approach?
You can.
Sir, I'm approaching you with just a few photographs. Do you recognize what's in these photos?
Yes, that is the vehicle that was parked in the driveway with the burn marks.
Is that, we can see in this is D1-200, there's 2 Porsches parked next to each other,
Yes.
and the Porsche on the right is the one with the burn marks.
Yes.
Okay. And this is, would you agree, this is the same car in all 3, it's just slightly different angles?
Yes.
Okay, and does this accurately depict what you saw, the burn mark that you saw in the car?
Yes, it depicts the burn marks.
Okay, permission to publish?
Yeah, so it's 200, 201, and what was the last one? Is it 202 or 203?
It's D-1, you have for all, and then it's -1, 200, 201, and 203.
203, okay.
So this is the first photograph, and can you describe what we're seeing there?
Hold on, which number is this? Is this 200 or is this 201 or 203?
This is D-1-201.
201, okay.
Okay, so you're seeing the previous fire damage that was on the vehicle that was extinguished
Okay.
by the burning or char marks.
This is what you observed when you came on scene.
Yes, when I was.
Not immediately, but after you spoke to the Caneiros the second time, when it was Sergeant Malone who showed it to you.
Yes, that is correct.
And then I'm just gonna show a zoom out of that, which is D-1-203. Okay, is that the same vehicle, sir?
Yes, it is.
Just like a little bit more zoomed out?
Correct.
And we can see the second Porsche parked next to it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and then one last photo is the D-1-200. And this photo, again, just a slightly different angle, but you can see there's like the burn mark on the car. Maybe it extends down a little.
Yeah.
Now, these photographs appear to have been taken in daylight. Is that fair?
Yes.
When you were on scene, was it dark out mostly?
Yes.
Okay, and you were on scene from approximately, well, initially it was dark out. You were on scene from 5:04 a.m. until 9:30, is that right?
In that range, yes. Not exactly sure if it was give or take a few minutes at the end there, but
Okay.
yes.
Let's say approximately 4.5 hours, fair?
Okay, yes.
Okay, it obviously wasn't dark that entire time, but maybe it was dark for the first, I don't know, couple hours?
Yeah, first hour and a half or so before like 6:37-ish. Yeah, that's,
Okay, 5 to like 6:30 or 7-ish.
yes. It was dark.
And so there's the gas can, there's the burn marks on the car. There's the fact that the garage door was on fire, right? Those 3 things so far.
Yes.
And, it was also, so those three things in and of itself were suspicious. Is that fair?
Yes,
Okay. And what was also suspicious is that there's two separate fires on opposite ends of the house, correct?
correct.
Okay. In other words, like normally, if there's one main fire, you wouldn't expect another fire to be in a totally different area if the fire was organic, so to speak.
Yes,
Okay. And because of the gas can, because of the burn marks on the car and this garage area, not only did there was crime scene tape being set up, but the reason is because it was becoming a crime scene, correct?
correct.
And that was happening at approximately 25 minutes into you being there, which was approximately 5:30 a.m. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. And so within a half hour of you being there, it's turning into a crime scene.
correct.
And the reason why it's turning into a crime scene is because it appeared the fire was intentionally started.
Correct, that was a possibility.
And so this was, you know, you along with the other officers were starting the investigation at that point.
Yes,
And one of the things that was also done was to maintain a presence in the area once it was taped off.
yes,
And that means that officers were in the area of the crime scene to make sure that it was not disturbed.
correct.
And can you just explain the importance of not disturbing the crime scene? Like, why would we not want to do that?
You wouldn't want to move or disturb the crime scene because you want to see how everything fell or laid and how it was when whatever occurred actually occurred.
Okay. And when we saw that video, that it was still dark out and you circled the gas can, approximately, like, it's still dark out. Approximately how soon into you being there was that? Approximately.
Within probably the first 20 minutes, I think,
That was within the first 20 minutes.
when I first got to the garage. Yes.
When you circled that gas can in the photo.
If that was the one with Fire Marshal Flanagan, that was later then.
Oh, that was later.
Yes,
Okay.
that was towards the very end of my body camera. That
Okay.
should be like the 45, 50 minute.
45. How about so it was within the first hour,
Yes,
and it was after the crime scene is starting to be set up,
yes,
again, to make sure nothing is disturbed.
yes,
And the way that you saw the gas can in that photo, you agree that's what you saw at the time you saw it, right?
yes.
It's not, wasn't changed, was it?
No.
And the agencies that ultimately responded to the scene, I think you did talk about it. I'm not sure if you talked about all of them, but just to go through them briefly, there was the Ocean Township Police Department, correct?
Yes,
And there was multiple police officers, right?
yes,
As well as detectives on scene.
yes,
And there was also, there was Fire Marshal Flanagan, correct? He was the fire marshal from what, Oakhurst or Ocean?
yes. I don't want to say Oakhurst or Wanamasac. I sometimes get those two confused, which fire companies they respond to.
But he was from
From
like
the Ocean
a,
Township Fire Department, yes.
like a township fire department.
Yes,
And since you were there until 9:30 approximately, you were also there when the county fire marshal showed up?
yes,
Okay. And so there's like, to clarify, there's like a county marshal for a township, and then there's a county fire marshal, which is a broader title.
I'm not sure how they all work, but I know there's different things in them, but I'm nothing with the fire department, so.
Okay. You're also aware that eventually Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office was contacted, correct?
Yes,
And that was when you were still on scene, right?
yes.
Do you know around what time that was?
I'm not sure what time they were called out exactly, no.
Was it like toward the beginning, the end, or the middle
I'd
of
say
when
it
you
was-
were there?
It was within probably the first hour and a half hour, because that's when we called in our on-call detectives, we probably would have let major crimes know as well.
Okay, so within the first, we'll say hour and a half or so,
Yes,
right? The county prosecutor's office is notified to come on scene, right, at 27 Tilton,
yes,
Mr. Caneiro's house.
yes,
And this is again because of the investigation that's unfolding and the suspicious fire that could be intentionally set or is likely intentionally set,
yes,
based on what you knew at that time. And like you just mentioned, there was the major crimes detectives that showed up.
yes,
And that's a detective who is assigned to a unit in the prosecutor's office that investigates more serious crimes like arsons. Is that fair?
yes.
Also, there was detectives from the forensic unit. Are you aware of that from the prosecutor's office that arrived?
I'm not sure exactly what units arrived at there. I know the prosecutor's office came out. I don't want to speak on what units actually came.
Okay. Did you see, while you were there, did you see the detectives from the prosecutor's office arrive and process the scene at some point? Were you
Yes.
there for that?
Yes,
Okay, so there are detectives from the prosecutor's office processing the scene while you're still on scene.
yes,
And the fire departments that responded included, I think you said Wanamasa? Yes?
yes,
And Oakhurst?
yes.
And were you aware of any other fire departments or no?
It was a little bit ago. I'd have to look at the sheet, a call-out sheet for who arrived. I wouldn't want to speak on that now.
Okay, no problem. Now, the two times that you spoke to Mr. Caneiro and his family members, is it fair to say they were cooperative with you?
Yes,
Okay. And at some point, as part of the investigation, and the prosecutor asked you about this, you were part of this. You and some other officers went into Mr. Caneiro's garage and you took a DVR, right?
yes,
That's a video recording.
yes,
So there were cameras on the outside of Mr. Caneiro's home or something to that effect. Did you see that?
yes,
Okay. And that's why you meaning law enforcement wanted to seize the DVR, right?
correct.
Okay. To see if there was evidence on it, right?
Yes,
And I think you testified on direct that you became aware it was in the garage because another officer spoke to the Caneiros and then that officer relayed to you where the DVR was located.
yes,
Okay. So as far as you were aware, again, Mr. Caneiro is being cooperative, right?
yes,
And the officer that I think you testified in direct that actually retrieved the DVR was Officer Bones.
yes,
And you were present while he was doing it.
yes,
You were watching him
correct.
and he was on a ladder
Yes,
and the DVR was located on top of the refrigerator
Yes.
in the back corner of the
Yes.
garage. Now it took a while, when I say a while, I'll be more specific. It took about, 7 or 8 minutes for the DVR to be removed. Is that fair?
about, yeah,
And that's because there was a lot of wires and stuff.
yes.
Is that fair?
Yeah, there's
Like-
wires and we're trying to discern which unit was which because we were looking to see if one was possibly a router or if they were both for DVR units.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for lunch. Doesn't seem like we're going to stop. So you guys are going to go downstairs, give you the minutes to get down there so you have a little bit longer. And I'll have you back up here at 1:30. Please don't discuss this case or do any research. I'll see you back up here at 1:30.